We may be playing for an hour.
Done a note.
You've been warned. You've been sufficiently warned.
All right. Well, don't make us roll dice, and we'll be fine.
There
Yeah.
you go.
You mean you going back to New York?
All right. Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're getting ready to jump into session 4 of To Put Away Childish Things, a new scenario by Oscar Rios. So in our last session, our intrepid group of investigators hopped on a train to head up to Boston. While they were in their sleeper car, they were visited, I guess we'll say, by a dark-haired woman. Turns out that this is Lynnette, the woman who we have been sort of chasing all this time. She called herself the High Lady of Johanaslin, and she was coming to return her master home. She warned us away, and there was some creepy shit that happened. We made it up to Boston. There was a fire. We decided not to investigate, but we did get some breakfast. We kind of regrouped and talked about a plan, and then headed out by bus to Kingsport. Mildred knew someone who had a rooming house, so that was super convenient. His name was Harold Kleeman. Not that anybody. His wife's name is Rose, I guess. It's probably what that comment is in the section on the side there. Anyway, so we stayed there. There was a large black cat that Vivian decided to boop on the nose, and in response, the cat had told her that the gates had been closed and the city was under siege, and also that Vivian herself was gifted. So
How did tell her
talking
this?
cats, Kingsport, this all checks out. We decided to go to the library in the morning. Found out some information on Madison Walcott, the dude who we're looking for, whose name escapes me at the moment. It's fine. It'll come out during play. We also headed over to the orphanage. We talked to the associate administrator over there as well. He directed us over to a Dr. Kingsley, a very old man who was there when our guy that we're following, whatever his name is, they said he was a daydreamer. He was, had his head in the clouds. He produced some sketchbooks that he had drawn, and there was, I think we'd sussed out that he was a dreamer, as we say in the Lovecraft mythos, and he had lived an entire other life in the dreamlands. Things took a turn for him, though, when he found out about, I guess he was doing some Bible study. Corinthians 1:13 was the turning point for him, where he put away his childish things and moved on to a quote unquote normal life. So that's where we're at.
Oh, I get it now. I'm joking.
Oscar, you're up.
No, actually, you're up. I'm just Kingsport and the rest of it. What are you guys doing?
I don't know, but you need to flip your mic down. You got real
sorry.
quiet. There you go.
How's that? Any better?
Yes. Thank you.
My asthma's been acting up, so I wanted to keep it a little higher so I don't sound like Darth Vader.
Well,
I apologize to the audience. I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, but I'm going to soldier through the session and then pass out. So I'll be muting
Just
myself.
don't be like me and don't try to jam through a kidney stone, okay?
No. Trust me, that's not happening. That is
Okay.
not happening.
So to reset, we'd hit the library in the morning. Presumably that took a few-ish hours. We went over to the orphanage again. Probably took another hour or so. Talked to Dr. Kingsley. So we're late afternoon at this point, I'm assuming.
I think that it was the library, and then remember, you went to the orphanage, and then from the orphanage, you went to meet with the professor. So that all took quite some time. And again, keep in mind it is March, and it is gray. So
Yeah.
it's still not getting. It's still not. Although it's not like spring is kind of sneaking in, it's still there's still more darkness than light during the day.
Mm.
So I'd say that probably around now it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock. There's maybe time to do one other thing.
So, so I get the feeling that we could maybe do like one other thing before we head back for the night, because it's kind of crappy out here. What else do we have on deck that we want to check out while we're here? I mean, there's always the old house, right?
Yeah, we could definitely look at the house. I'm actually okay with that.
The seriously haunted one?
Yeah.
Well, is that something
Yeah.
we want to do during the day? That's the question.
I mean, when else are the ghosts going to come out then at night, huh?
This is true.
I think there's a benevolent voice attempting to communicate with us that I think might be
You're
unplugged.
either muted or your mic on unplugged, Oscar.
Ooh.
Testing.
There it
You're
is.
good.
There it is.
Oh,
So-
sorry about that.
There's the voice.
I heard a click earlier, and I thought that it might have been.
He never lived at the Pomeroy house.
Yeah,
Um,
I was about to say, I'm not sure what that has to do with.
The haunted house is where his ancestors lived. His mom
Oh, that's
Right.
right.
was born there and lived there, but by the time she was dating, she was off away at school. So
That's right.
Uh,
So we
Okay.
so we have a different
you-
address
you
for an
have-
estate that he.
his
Inherited,
grandfather's
right?
house. He inherited his grandfather's house. So you have that. Where he went to high school, and the name of the theater group he got started in.
Mhm.
So those are the only two other kind of semi leads you have in Kingsport. After that, you think where he might be hiding. I remember you guys floating a theory a few weeks ago when we last played.
Yeah. Yeah, I think right now perhaps our best bet would be, or at least if we're attempting to find him, I think that the grandfather's house might be our best lead.
Well, there's the grandfather's house, the school, and the theater group. The question
Yeah.
is, do we want to go?
At 5 o'clock at night, I doubt the school's going to be open.
Right. That's
Point.
not a
Yeah.
Okay, so that leaves theater group and grandfather's house.
Mm-hmm.
I say go to the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I say we go to the house, and if he's not there, then we can check on the lead at the either the school or the
Tomorrow.
or the
yeah.
theater troupe tomorrow.
You could always split up and do both before nightfall.
No.
No, nobody's feeling that. Okay.
No. Thank you, but no. I'm good.
Okay. So you're
Not with a crazy witch running around looking after us.
Oh,
roll.
yeah.
Roll. Everybody roll a luck roll.
She's not
Speaking of
crazy.
Duh.
She's highly committed.
Right,
Yeah.
true.
92.
What check am I doing again?
Ha,
I'm sorry.
Ha! I got a 98. I beat you.
I got a 5.
All right. Thank God for that.
Missed it by 2.
All right. If all of you missed it, I was going to say that the trolley was out because of icing conditions. Thank goodness Vivian rolled a 5. You're able to catch a trolley that goes very close to Madison Walcott's house, his grandfather's house.
Mhm.
And it's it's a short walk from a trolley stop to find the house. And it looks like it's in good repair. It's 2 stories. It's a fairly decent home that looks like it has been upkept, although no one appears to be living there.
Any signs of break-in?
If you want to kind of enter the yard and walk around the house and check the door for break-ins, you can. Tell me who's doing that, and when you do, roll a luck.
Yeah, Georgie will go up and check the front door and look to see if there's any dirt or dust disturbed or anything that might look like the door's been open.
Well, also remember it's been an icy March, so there's not going to be like dust and leaves. It's
True.
been stormy.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to take a walk. So if there's a
Footprints
sidewalk
in the yard.
around, I want to take a look around the building since I'm a private investigator to see if anything, sort of sticks out as out of place in my professional assessment.
Yeah.
Be a spot hidden.
I would also like to do a spot hidden as well to see if there's anything left out that maybe shouldn't be left out.
Yeah.
all right.
I'm gonna look around as a former criminal.
So those looking make
to
a
see.
spot hit. Those making want to make spot hiddens, but everyone make a luck roll.
Okay.
I succeeded
Yeah,
at
that's-
spot.
I failed at spot,
Um,
and I failed at luck.
I don't know if you
gotta
would.
say, I got a hard for spot hidden.
Hard for
And then
luck.
pass luck.
Hard for luck and what is my spot hidden? Hard for luck, regular for spot hidden.
Okay, Georgie. When even though you failed your spot, this is obvious. The front. You were going to the front door, but not the not the rear door. You weren't casing the whole house.
No, I was. I mean, I would, since Harry especially and Vivian were kind of checking around the perimeter. I was going to look towards the front door.
So
instead.
no, the front door seems not disturbed. Harry, you were just walking. You weren't going in the yard. You were just walking around the house and taking a look from the street.
Yeah,
from the sidewalk?
hands in the pockets, kind of strolling down the sidewalk, looking around to see, if anything stands out as being out of place. I only got a regular success for spot, and I passed my luck.
Yeah, you're not close enough to see anything.
Okay, so everything
Vivian?
looks normal.
Everything looks normal. You were looking around. You weren't looking at the house. You were looking for something that was missing, which doesn't give me a lot of direction.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. No, not missing, but just anything that could block others from coming in. Anything that would ward off certain people.
So you're looking so make an occult roll.
Okay, so the spot hidden wouldn't count.
No.
Okay.
Mildred? Millie?
Regular on the spot, hidden, hard success on the luck.
And you were staying on the sidewalk? You were going to the back door? What were you entering the yard? Where were you exactly?
Just outside the yard, basically looking around.
Okay. Nobody real spots anything. Vivian, you don't spot anything.
Even with a hard?
Even with a hard.
Okay.
I have another question.
Yes.
Are there houses? Is it like a regular block where there's houses on either
Right.
side?
There's
across the street?
houses on either side.
Okay. Do the other houses appear to be inhabited?
Yes, they do.
I will wander to the house on the left and just walk up and knock on the door if it looks like somebody's home.
They answer it.
Hi, yes. I don't know. My name is Harry Stanton. I'm a private investigator.
Okay. There's a guy there. His wife's kind of in the background, kind of peering nosily over. A private investigator, you say?
Yes, I was wondering if anything untoward seems to have happened. Maybe at the property next door. We're looking to find the owner, and he seems to have been out of reach recently.
Okay, I did when you rolled your. Did everybody roll a luck roll while they were casing? And did everyone make it? Okay, that explains it. We just called the cops on your friend.
Oh yeah, he went up to check the door just to make sure that nobody was home.
He says, if you don't mind, I'd rather wait till the police get here, and then we can all talk together.
Yeah, sure. And he holds his hands up.
He goes, I'll be right out, and he gets his coat, and he just stints on the porch with you, and he waves to everybody. The police pull up, and they were like, "Hi, what's all this about?" And he goes, "This one says he's a private investigator. They didn't try and break in or anything. We just saw them snooping around the house. And they were like, "All right, Dave, I'll take it from here." And he like nods, and the policeman comes out. He goes, "Sorry if they're a little jumpy. The house was broken into a few days ago, and everybody in the neighborhood's a little on edge."
So, like, Harry takes out a notepad and starts writing notes down. He takes out his identification and shows it to the cop.
You working on a case, Gumshoe?
Yeah, we're not trying to step on any toes or anything, but we're investigating. We came up to see if we can't find the owner. So he says somebody broke in, huh?
Yeah, kicked in the back door. They, most of what they took was old clothing, a few small valuables. Didn't look like it was any kind of a professional job.
Huh.
Interesting.
Nothing else then. Just it seems like a weird sort of thing to break in for.
Right. We thought it might be some, a local tramp or a hobo kind of looking for a place to get in out of the cold for the night, and then grab some valuables to, keep themselves liquored up, I guess. We replaced the lock. There's a law firm that pays to keep the house in order. So, they came in, and the estate lawyer had a repair guy come out, and we just asked the neighbors to keep an eye on the house in case whoever did this might come back.
Oh, of course.
Good call.
And you haven't seen Melvin at all? He hasn't been around, hasn't been to the house recently?
Melvin. The owner. He lives in New York. We haven't, he hasn't been to he hasn't been back to Kingsport in years.
Huh.
Oh, this might
the only reason I know the name is that's the lawyer told me when they came and had the repair guy fix the lock on the back door.
So Harry knowingly looks at the rest of the group and says, "Oh, this might be a dead end then."
Yeah, Melvin wouldn't have had to break into his own place.
Right. I mean, why would he? He's it's his place. Anyway, so yeah, if we're done here, where are you staying? I can give you a ride back.
Well, Georgie actually lean over to Harry and be like, "Try to get the name of the lawyer. See if we can talk to them."
He nods. He pulls out a cigarette. He offers one to the cop.
They give it to you. It's not anything he needs to really.
I mean, that's a normal request,
right?
And then he lights this guy's cigarette. And he says, "Is there any chance that we could, we're all the way out here. Could we, just take a look inside? I mean, with you guys present, of course. Again, I'm not trying to step on any.
Don't have the key.
Oh, right. They changed the lock, remember? The lawyer?
You'd have to come back with the lawyer if you wanted to look around.
Yeah.
Okay, good point.
His office is probably open in the morning. I got his number here, and he looks through his pad, and he gives you the lawyer's number.
Thank you.
Officer, did they know, was it a male or a female that broke in, or they couldn't tell?
Nobody saw anyone breaking in. They just saw the back door was open, and the neighbors kind of came into the back door, saw that it was open, and that there was snow inside, and that the back kitchen had been rooted through. So they didn't, they called the cops.
Couldn't have been an animal.
They might have maybe left some footprints back there in the snow.
House was well, it's been icing since then. This was 4 or 5 days ago. So anything, and the police the workmen have all tramped through it.
Yeah.
Like the handyman came through the backyard to fix the door, and
yeah.
And the lawyer hired a cleaning person to come and put the house back in order, because that's part of the whole thing.
Wow.
I think old man Madison wanted the house upkept, hoping his grandson would come back to Kingsport one day and live in it. So it's a provision in his will that the house be maintained.
Oh.
Were they able to identify the valuables that were stolen?
We've actually recovered some of them. They were pawned locally.
Oh.
Huh.
I can't comment any further on that. And
no.
And he looks over at Harry and says, "And don't you go poking either." He goes, it's an ongoing
holds
case.
his hands up.
He goes, and it's small time anyway. Nothing more than $5 or $10 worth of goods. There were more important. There are more valuable things. So that's why we know it wasn't a professional job. Just knickknacks, really.
Interesting. Well, we appreciate your help. I'm sorry that you got called out here on this cold.
No problem.
gray
No
afternoon.
problem. He goes, I'll hop in. I'll give you guys a ride back to where it's going, wherever you're staying in town. I can't leave. I can't leave the two ladies out here in the ice and snow. It's going to be a raw night.
Thank you. We appreciate
Thank
that.
Thank you.
So
Harry opens up the door.
Yeah, puts you in the squad car, takes you right to jail. No, just kidding.
Georgie's having flashbacks.
Takes you back to the bed and breakfast place.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he goes, all right, home to the missus then. He said, stay out of trouble, okay?
Yes, sir.
Will do, officer.
And you see the curtains close real quick as the cop car pulls away.
Right. Okay, the couple that you're staying with, they're like, everything okay?
Yeah, turns out something we were looking into. There'd been a break-in before we got here. Hardly anything was taken, though. It's just the neighbors.
The wife says before, and then glances over at Georgie and says, "You sure it wasn't during?"
Quite. We were knocking on the door. We know how you enter a person's house respectfully.
They said, well, dinner will be about another half an hour. Why don't you guys get all cleaned up and get into some dry clothes?
Thanks.
Any furry cats around?
Roll your luck.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, pass.
Okay. Yeah, he's in the house.
Yay!
I don't think you ever asked his name, or did you ask his name?
Would I remember? Probably not.
I don't remember giving him a name, so I don't think anyone asked his name, but...
I mean, Viv was the only one to talk to him. I think he just kind of dropped a little bit of knowledge and sort of sauntered away.
Yeah. We need to have pleasantries together.
The Rose said, when you ask Rose what his name is, she says he doesn't really have a name. He's kind of a neighborhood cat. He kind of crashes wherever he wants. We just call him Big Cat.
Big Cat. Aww.
And when you say Big Cat, he actually perks up and looks over. He's like curled up right by the wood burning stove in one of the side rooms. That they put like an old sweater on the floor. And he's like curled up on a sweater by this wood burning stove.
I run up to Big Cat and I put my hand so he can smell it first. And then I wait till he accepts and then I pet him a little bit.
Okay, he's very proud. So so it's like he almost doesn't smell your hand for a really long time. It's almost uncomfortable. And then he smells it a little bit and then leans his head up and then stretches and lets you kind of pet him under his chin. And then as soon as he's done with you petting, he swats you.
Yes! Yay!
And then he turns and he gives you the butt and he goes he faces the wall.
I have been loved, and I get up and I go and get changed.
Okay.
That's all I wanted.
All right, so you're able to...
Wait, before we move on, so I guess maybe we see all this sort of happen, and then she walks out, kind of nods and whatever, and then Harry kind of pokes his head and he goes, so you talk, huh? And he kind of awkwardly waits for a minute. And I'm assuming nothing happens.
He
and then
stands up, he walks in a circle, stretches, and then just wanders out of the room like he's ignoring you.
All right then, good chat. And then he goes to his room to get freshened up.
Good day, sir. Good day.
Okay, so you all get into dry clothes. It was a pretty raw day, but there's hot dinner waiting. I don't know what they fed you yesterday. I don't remember the meals, but I know. Okay, we're gonna say that because they had special guests, she spent the minute you entered, you come downstairs. Now that you're like dry and your noses aren't all stuffed up, you smell honey baked ham.
Ooh.
Wow.
I thank them so much for the delicious smell.
So they put out a nice, not a huge breakfast, but like a real hearty breakfast. Like there's not a lot of items to choose from. There's like ham and 3 sides. So it's ham, rolls, green beans in a garlic butter sauce. What would the other side be? Oh, and we're gonna say mashed potatoes, and there's a ham gravy.
Oh, wow.
Sounds fantastic.
Thank you so much. Oh my, this warms my body so much.
So you all can just really chow.
Oh, yeah.
And the cold day of walking beating the streets, chasing down leads starts to catch up to you, and you're all able to get a really good night's sleep.
I pour some of my medicinal whiskey out to warm up a little bit.
The husband says, "I'm going to pretend I didn't see that," and then his wife goes, "Well, you can pretend you didn't see this either." And she kind of extends her cup and looks away. And he's like,
It's for the arthritis. It gets so bad when it's cold out. Like
I spent the whole day cooking. So
Yeah, she's got some too.
She says, "What do you think is appropriate?" And they're laughing.
Yeah.
He'll pour out for whoever wants it.
All right, and afterwards they put on the radio and they listen to the latest radio dramas.
Oh, wow.
So she's knitting. He's having a pipe, and they just listen to the radio by the fire. And the cat wanders in and like sits on the back of the couch and just kind of falls asleep again. So they said, "You're welcome to join us, but this is about as exciting as it gets around here in the winter."
Did you say he was reading a paper? I get
he's actually smoking a pipe and he's listening to the radio show, and she's knitting, and it's like there's a comedy one and then there's a serial one. It's kind of like watching. It's kind of like the equivalent of watching TV after dinner.
Yeah.
To the radio dramas.
I think Harry might sit for a little bit, right? Like this is better than what he's used to at home. So like he'll take it in and sit and smoke with the guy for a little bit.
There's a news report that says that the weather should be clearing up by tomorrow afternoon. That hopefully this gray weather will be blowing over, and I know they said, but don't count on it to warm up. It'll be clear and cold. But, they were saying, the groundhog was not wrong when he said there'd be 6 more weeks of winter. And that's pretty much all that goes on at the bed and breakfast.
I just sit next to the cat while everyone's doing everything else and kind of just like hoping I could pet it again. And just patiently wait.
Make a charm roll.
Sit. I don't have much of that. A 23 out of 30. Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay. The cat.
You're putting it on for the cat.
The cat lets you pet him, and like as you're petting him, he opens his eyes and he scowls at you, and then he just slowly closes them and starts purring, just this low rumble purr.
In spite of himself.
Dead
All
human.
right. So what else do you guys want to do? Just.
But I'm good.
Yeah, Georgie will probably sit outside for a little bit, as much as he can withstand, and then go back inside, warm up by the fire real quick, and then head up to bed.
Yeah, basically do an early night of it.
All right. So as you pass out, I need Harry to make a POW check.
All right. I believe so.
You talk to the cat.
85, and my POW is 65.
So that's going to be a big no.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Georgie, make a POW check.
Are you kidding me? That's an 89 out of 80.
Nelly, make a power check.
Sure.
And there's a reason you're last because he feels that you're needy.
Me? Oh.
No,
51
Regina
out
knows
of...
why she's last because that's what a cat would do.
Yeah, 51 out of 70.
Okay.
So that actually succeeded.
So, you're dreaming of, the emergency room. And,
yeah.
You're dreaming of, first it's the emergency room back in St. Mary's in Arkham, and then suddenly you're back in the Great War, in one of the field hospitals. So it's not a great dream. And all of a sudden at your feet in France is this big furry Maine Coon cat that's been at the house. And he says, this is a place you got to come back to every now and again?
Yeah, seems that way.
He says, I can't say I like what you've done with the place. You've seen some shit.
Well, yeah, a lot of people have.
He says, come with me. I know somewhere better nearby.
Okay.
Okay. And he basically leads you out of this area, and suddenly you're in a whole another area that's much nicer. And it's a memory that you had of like springtime in France when you first arrived before the fighting, before you were at the front.
Oh.
And you're like in that one cafe with 3 of your girlfriends when you were like 18, when you were just off the ship with the Red Cross.
Oh, yeah, this is how it used to be.
Well, they're all how it is. He says, so you're looking for all the cause of all of our current problems.
I guess.
The boy, the one the butterfly queen is looking for.
Oh, yeah, him. Yeah, she wants him to do something in the sleep place.
Well, I haven't been able to find him, not on this side anyway. So you'll have to find him for everyone.
Trying. Yeah,
the city's going to be, as long as he's at large, that they're not going to let anyone leave the city. There's going to be a lot of miserable people in Kingsport.
How do they stop him from leaving the city?
They won't dock. The white ship's not docking. Refuses to. She's blockaded the city. She's powerful enough to damage the white ship, which terrifies everyone. So,
well, what's powerful enough to damage her?
No one knows.
Huh.
No one's tried to do anything to her. She's not on she's not on this side.
She's not on this side, but she can affect this side?
She has minions on this side.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Great armies of nightmare creatures, I'm told.
Yeah, that's probably right. Am I going to remember any of this when I wake up?
It depends. How clever are you?
Not very.
Well, let's play a little game. I'll tell you my name, and if you call it to me in the morning, I'll know that you remembered.
Okay.
My name is Ajax.
Oh, like the big hero in the Iliad.
Precisely.
Okay.
Hopefully
Ajax.
I won't die in this story.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I don't intend to be a hero. I just intend to be a messenger. Hero work is what you guys are here for.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Well, I'd best get going. I've got other houses I like the breakfast at better.
Enjoy?
Enjoy the coffee with your friends. I'm sure you'll find your way back. And he just wanders off down the street through Paris. Okay.
No, he just watches the cat wander off.
Next morning, you need to make an INT check.
Let's see. 40 and my int is 85, so that's actually a hard success.
You do remember it. It starts.
Ajax!
It
Ajax, I
starts to
remember.
fade almost immediately, so you make notes.
Yeah,
But you do remember most of what he told you.
yeah. And I do call out his name so that he knows that I remember.
You see him kind of walk by your door and like peek in at the two of you, and then go, meow, and then
Ajax!
he acknowledges that you've called him, and then just walks away.
Enjoy the breakfast.
You hear feet going down the stairs like do 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 do, and then yowling, and she's all right, and you hear the door open. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
I scribble it down as fast as I can, probably in terrible handwriting.
Okay, breakfast is light. A couple of fried eggs and a huge slice of fried leftover ham from the night before. So leftover ham steaks and fried eggs and toast and coffee.
And cigarettes.
Right. Georgie makes himself a sandwich by stacking it all together. He just created the breakfast sandwich. I'm going to be a millionaire.
Ham and eggs on toast.
Yep.
Oh,
They
yeah.
make an in check.
All right, so they, over breakfast, the couple like, so how much longer will you be staying? Now, not that I'm rushing you out of here. My wife is wants to know how many dinners she can plan.
Depends on how quickly we can wrap this. I'm thinking we're in for at least another day. After that, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know.
Okay,
I'd say
well,
2
we'll play
just
it by
to be
ear.
on the safe side.
Let's say 2 to be on the safe side. I'll tell her that.
Okay.
All right, so he says, well, I've got some work to do, and he says, help yourself in and out, anything in the kitchen. We'll have dinner around 5.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So did anybody, anything happen last night? It's all pretty quiet.
The cat talked to me, and I took notes when I woke up.
Oh, that
The
son of a
cat
bitch.
talked to you?
I tried to talk to the cat before we went to bed. He didn't say anything.
Hey,
Because that's what a cat would do.
Apparently there's a butterfly queen the butterfly queen's on this side, I think, but has minions of nightmares on that side, and Melville's on this side, and we have to find him because the queen is blockading the city so the white ships won't dock, so nobody can leave the city. And how much of that affects this side, I don't know. But this is really creepy. Not the cat. The cat's fine.
Well, we know that the butterfly queen is Lynnette. That's the creepy dark-haired chick.
Yeah.
Well, is she the butterfly queen? Because she said that she was she was bringing her master back, not her fiance back.
I think she was like, he looks around for like the notebooks, and he flips to the page.
What do you got? Because I didn't take notes on that part.
I think so. Out of character, I think that she was represented in some of the pictures as the butterfly queen, if I am not mistaken. Trying to find it.
Let me see.
Dark-haired woman with butterfly wings battling a gug. Yeah, so that's...
And if we think back to the gentleman who died, he had caterpillar silk
Right.
in his. So if we think
so
about
she's probably the
down
butterfly.
his throat.
down, yeah.
So
yeah.
she's probably the butterfly queen. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. We should probably start with the school. Find out if there was like a secret place he'd go to, and then check with the theater people. Well, would anyone at the school know? Wouldn't they have graduated long ago?
Maybe he would be rooming with his friends. If he's
Well, there could
not-
also be an administration in the school that might have some information.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, the school's the one we should do the earliest because school.
What day of the week is it?
Oh, good point.
Somebody roll an 8.
I got it too.
All right, so it is Monday.
Monday.
So, if the cat said that the gates are closed, and we know that Melvin is a dreamer and he lived possibly this whole other life in the dreamlands, but if the gates are closed, then he should be here, right?
He is on this side.
Him.
The cat said he's on this side. And I think the big cat's likely to be right.
I mean, I would trust a talking cat, I suppose.
I mean, makes as much sense as any of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you head over to the school bright and early. You go in. You're able to head over to the principal's office where all the administrative stuff is. You get a lot of weird looks. The teacher stops you and says, "Can I help you with something?" And whatever you pretty much say, they said, "Oh, you'll need to go to the principal's office. Somebody will take care of you there." And they escort you there, so you're not wandering around the school.
Harry says to George, he says, "Probably not your first go at the principal's office, huh?"
I didn't stick into school much long.
I mean, I think.
Okay?
Regina, you got a comment?
Oh, it was not a character comment, but I just wanted to know what teacher has time to walk around the school building instead of hiding.
No, it was as classes were.
Ah, okay. Still should be hiding inside their classroom.
Okay, so you head in to meet with the. Hold on. So you're in
Georgie,
the principal's office. The school secretary is like, how can I help you?
I think Harry would stand back for this and let the women sort of take point, right? And I think like a lighter hand probably makes more sense in this instance.
And probably Vivian, because if a nurse starts talking, they're going to think something horrible's happened.
Are you in your whole nurse's garb?
Probably not, but
Right,
Millie...
so there's no way they'd know you were a nurse. Okay, so what do you ask?
Hi, so we were curious to see if the current administration knows of a gentleman named Melvin, insert last name here.
You don't have a last name?
I'm working on it right now. Sorry. Oh, man.
Yeah, he would have graduated around insert year here.
Okay, you have that information. They know him. They're very proud of him. The principal comes out and says, "Oh, Melvin's one of our best and brightest. I was a teacher here when he was attending before I became principal. Wonderful boy. We're very proud of him. He's working on Broadway now in New York."
Oh, yes, he is. By any chance, do you happen to have any of his old records, his old files, his old artwork?
Why would you need to see them?
So we have his fiance who is trying to build this beautiful book for him for a wedding gift. And
he's engaged. How nice. Roll
Yes.
a fast talk.
But it's true, though. It's true.
That's a really good one. I hope you make it.
I really
Yeah,
hope
me
you
too.
do.
That was very
Dear
well done.
God, I hope
One of the
so.
one of the best making up alive
I know.
since the Grinch.
How much
Made up a lie. Made it up quick.
Oh my gosh. Can I spend 8 luck points?
Of course you can.
Of course.
I'd be upset if you didn't after such a great lie.
I mean, that was a great lie.
8 luck points because I have a 20.
So you get his records, and while you're there, one of his teachers comes in. They call and it's his art teacher. So you get to speak to his art teacher. And the guy from the music department, they all want to know how he's doing, and he's engaged, and who is he engaged to. So while they're trying to get information out of you, you're getting information out of them.
Yeah.
His grades were average. He excelled in art, creative writing, and theater. He started as a stagehand, then he started painting backdrops, then he started doing set design and then costuming. He had few close friends, and almost all of them were in the theater department.
Yep.
He was always sketching, and always used a cane, which set him apart. He was the only child, who had recovered enough from polio to attend normal school. So he was the only, child with that, disability.
Oh, God, he went all through school as being the polio kid, didn't he?
Yes, it made it a little hard for him to make friends until he found the theater department. And then the theater teacher's like, the theater department is rather unjudgmental. They all have something about them. We lost Lisa. Let's wait.
And then Georgie's cold.
Sorry about that.
No problem. We waited.
I still don't know how that happened.
Well, it didn't last long, so we don't need to figure it out.
Okay,
so, they tell you that the theater department, they tend to be rather judgmental. All of those kids are a little unique. So Melvin fit in just fine. They always knew that he was creative and gifted, and none of them were really surprised when he left for the theater, the theater community in Boston, and they were surprised when he graduated from Boston to Broadway. Surprised and very proud, but they've really had no information out about him, from him in the last few years. Although they have invited him back to speak to the art department, and he has thus far declined.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, they say, he is very busy. I'm sure that's it.
Yeah, they don't have time to breathe in Broadway shows.
All right. Is there anything else?
Is there anything that's you said we had some of his art? Is it comparable to what we saw that Dr. Kingsley provided to?
They don't have any of his art here.
Oh, they don't have any of his art. Okay.
No.
I mean, I can't think of
No
anything.
portfolio or anything.
Nope, you found that in the other place.
Like a academic portfolio.
You do find his school records. His grades are fair.
Okay. No writing samples. Shucks. Okay.
All right. So that's pretty much all you get from here.
Was there any art that they gave us that told us anything more than the other art we saw?
No, they don't have any of his art here.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess
before we leave, I just wanted to ask Alice, his fiance, wanted me to possibly speak with a few of his theater buddies. Do you know if any are still in the area?
She doesn't.
Okay.
They've said, all of those kids kind of scattered after graduation. Very few of people stay in Kingsport, especially if you're young. Unless, you're working, on a boat, or, you're working in some kind of vacation industry.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Good. Give him our best, and tell him to come and make an appearance. Bring his wife after the wedding. We'd love to see him. He's kind of a local legend among the theater kids.
We will.
All right. So
As we're leaving, Harry says, a couple of people now have said that he hasn't been back. I wonder if there's something that's keeping him away, like physically. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if there's some, like, he looks at Viv's spell that keeps him away from here, or if it is some underlying like trauma that prevents him from wanting to come back to this place.
I don't know. I mean, personally, if my parents died and I had a pretty traumatic childhood, moving from hospitals to orphanages, I'm not sure I'd have much motivation to come back either.
Fair point.
If there were friends still here, I could see it. If there were fond memories, but I do find it a little odd. But then again, he's been very busy with successful shows, so maybe it genuinely is that he's been busy.
Well, if he's not in Kingsport, things will get interesting, but the impression I got is that he's somewhere in town.
No, we could always go down to the theater. That was our other place to go check out outside of that.
I feel bad because last week you were like, okay, we're pretty sure we know where he is. Let's just go there.
Yeah, we were kind of waiting for the daytime. Yeah. What time is it now?
Well, it's probably about 11.
Why? Where did we think he was last time?
On the island.
Oh, right. There was an island.
Yes.
I forgot about the island.
I did not want to go.
There's an island?
Yeah, there's an island.
And what's on the island?
There's a hospital on the island.
Oh, the polio
yes. Wait a minute. I remember something and you guys don't?
I was too busy talking to the cat.
I may have to write the cat out.
No, the cat's great.
Write the cat out.
The cat is literally that NPC at the tavern that derails the entire campaign at this point.
No, he's perfect just the way he is.
Make him optional. Make him an optional cat.
Fine.
No.
I just need to get you guys back on track.
He's perfect.
Wow.
You've been waiting to say that, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, actually not. But my brain's on game today, so we're taking what we can get.
Oscar, you're just gonna have to rewrite the name of the adventure to put away cat toys or something.
All right.
Put away catnip thing.
So, do we think we need to go to the theater at this point, or should we just head to the island? Okay.
No, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure there would be
safe.
anything at the theater.
More of the same. More of the same.
Just fluff.
I've been brutally trained to have multiple avenues of approach.
Yep.
Through a clue trail.
Yeah.
So you don't need to find every single clue because some of them are redundant. I didn't always write that way. It was beaten into me.
I try my best.
I feel like Bane, what does that thing Bane says about,
I don't know. My Bane lore is kind of weak.
Anyway.
All right, so we're gonna take a ferry. It's 11 o'clock, right? I feel comfortable leaving at 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So as you say, we're gonna go over to the polio hospital. He pulls out the gun, checks it, makes sure everything is copacetic, slides it back into the shoulder holster.
Unfortunately, there's a morning ferry and an evening ferry that goes back and forth.
Oh, do we miss the morning ferry?
You missed the morning ferry. So the evening ferry will drop you off around 6. But there are people on boats who do take charters out to the island, and there are people who own boats, and there are people who rent boats.
Ah. But if we rent a boat, someone needs to know how to drive a boat.
Not it.
I think that's more of a piloting kind of skill, Viv. I don't think that's
Definitely not it.
I do have 1% pilot. So
So we're hiring someone to bring us there.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
good.
so.
Yeah, I don't relish the thought of going over at 6 o'clock. That's although, as Georgie
No.
pointed out, the ghosts only come out at night usually. So
right,
It's more helpful.
that's
then.
our best chance to see the ghosts.
Okay, so you hire a boat. Guy is named. Let's pull a
Daisy.
name out of the hat. Lester Hogue.
Sure.
For $1, he will take you over and drop you off at the docks on Orchard Island. He asks, "You've got friends out there? You're visiting someone?"
did we know that that it was still active as a polio ward?
It's not.
It's not.
It's an abandoned hospital.
So
But there are people who live on the island. Is it like? So
Yeah,
it's not like Alcatraz where it's
No,
like
no,
just
it's-
the hospital.
There are
Okay.
there are houses,
And it's not
there
like
are
Plum
orchards.
Island.
Right? No,
Alright.
it's not. There are not a lot of people live here, but people do live here.
Yeah.
We're meeting a friend.
Okay. So as you are heading over, the weather starts to turn very quickly, surprising
Yep.
him. Suddenly, clouds fill the sky, and the bay gets very, very choppy, and
Oh.
his little boat is suddenly being tossed about. I need everybody to make a sand check.
Yep. That's appropriate.
he yells out to Lester, "Hey, is this normal?"
He says, "I've never seen the sea this rough in the bay."
Just
I
First success of the night.
53.
80 something, so I know I failed.
Okay.
I passed.
Everybody takes 1 point. Lisa, you take 3.
Okay. That fits.
Okay. A pair of waves hit the side of the boat, and water comes crashing over. But when it does so, you all see it more than once. The water seems to coalesce until almost it's a serpent, a watery serpent that like enters the boat and begins to slither its way down into the hole.
Ooh.
So as a normal wave hits and the water hits it's almost as if in the wave are these ribbons of water serpents made of water that quickly begin entering the boat and starting to fill the hole. And the engine starts to sputter.
Is there a bucket I could try and bail with?
You can, and the guy goes and he gets the pump to start cranking out the water, and he's like, closes over the hatch so that water won't get down into there. And he says, he tries to say something, but there's a clap of thunder that almost drowns out what he says. So Millie, you start trying to bail. He's got the bailing pump.
If he's better served doing something else, then Georgie will take over the pump.
Okay, you'll take over the pump, and then he yells, and he says, "I'm gonna see what's going on with the end." He yells in your ear because that's the only way you can hear with the howling wind. He says, "I'm gonna see if I can get the engine started so we can reach shore." And he goes below.
Is there any other things? Like, can I help bail too? Or like,
Make a spot hidden and a luck roll.
Okay.
Wait, he's going down below on his own?
Yeah, to try and work on the engine.
I couldn't spot anything. And luck. Oh, I'm lucky, but I can't spot shit.
You don't find anything to help bail out, but you do find a nautical life ring.
Oh,
Might need that.
holding that up.
Okay. You hold
I'm
it up
gonna-
to the others, and she's like, "Hey guys,
Just in case.
Hopefully
I'm
it doesn't
gonna
come to
head
that.
down, see if I can make sure that if anything tries to attack him down below, he's at least
Okay.
not alone.
all right."
I'll
So
grab
I
the
know
pail
what
from her.
everyone's doing except Harry.
If Viv takes the other pail, Mildred goes down, Georgie's on the pump. I think he's just like looking out. It's like, how big is the boat?
It's not a big boat. It's kind of like maybe 12, 14 feet. It's little below deck cabin. It's kind of like a day cruiser, just to head out into the bay, come back and forth, do a little sport fishing, that sort of thing. Nothing substantial.
So I think Harry kind of stands by the wheel then, because no one's steering, right? Like, okay, I'm just going to try to keep this straight, and then like just watch out in front of where we're going to make sure we don't hit a rock. He's never been out here before; he doesn't know.
Roll that 1% piloting check.
All right. Did you? Okay, roll the 1%.
Oh no.
There goes nothing.
Dear God.
You got a 25. I mean, it's not
Nope.
terrible.
Okay. So Mildred and Georgie.
Yes.
Okay. Mildred, you go in there. You go down and you see the lantern is swaying, the boat's being tossed. The guy is lying on the ground. He's like on his back, and his head should be above water, but the water has kind of swelled over his face.
I'm gonna try and drag
Almost like
him out.
here's water. Here's his head, and then the water just does this.
I'm gonna try and drag him out of there.
You drag him out. He's drowning, and as you're trying to drag him out, I'll get back to you. That's what you're trying to do this time. I mean, you make a standard strength check. Georgie.
Yes.
I rolled a 98 on my strength check.
Okay, you can't pull him out of the water. You can't pull him away from it, and he's already in convulsions. He'll be dead in another round. Georgie, you're like pumping, and suddenly the pump is like, you make a strength check.
All right. 16 out of 55.
Something tries to pull like the water coalesces and tries to yank it away, and you pull it back, and suddenly a tendril of water coalesces in front of you, and it forms like ram horns and frills, almost like a snake, and it darts forward and clamps over your head. I need you to make a con check.
You weren't kidding. This is only going to take about an hour.
Yeah.
Everybody, Mildred, make a sand check, because this is what you're seeing below. And everybody on deck, make a sand check.
Oddly, this one I make with a 10 because I expected something like this.
And so everybody on deck sees Georgie attacked by like the water tendril. You made it.
I got a 49 out of 65 for the con.
1 point if you make it. Did you make your con check?
I did.
Okay. it like hits you in the face, and you're like holding your breath as it's like kind of like tossing you back and forth. Hold on. So that's so you're like holding your breath to keep from drowning as this is happening. And after a round, it lets go and turns back into water. All right, Millie, this if you make a medicine check to perform, to kind of like perform CPR to get the water out, and you
I'll
might
give it
be
a shot.
You might be, but you realize that water has just forced its way into his lungs.
Well, I got a regular success on medicine for what it's worth.
Okay, you managed to pound him, get him up. You hear Millie's like struggling below deck with this man. And at this point, the boat starts to dangerously list in this storm.
How close are we to either shore? Or are we like
Closer
right in the
to
middle?
You're closer to Orchard Island than you are to Kingsport.
Of course we are.
Is it like just past the point of no return, or are we actually like close-ish?
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
All right, yeah.
All right. So
I think I run downstairs then, because all I'm doing is trying to hold the boat straight. So I'm not really doing anything.
Okay. As you run downstairs, another water tendril forms, trips you, and then crashes over your head, and it almost looks like a boa constrictor made of water has like coiled around him. I need you to make a con check.
All right. This might not be good, guys. Oh, I got an 11 out of 60. That's an
All right, you
extreme
managed to hold your
success.
breath to avoid the drowning, and after a round it dispels. So the boat's going down, guys. It's literally these tendrils of water are just like forcing their way over the sides of the boat, filling it up as quickly as possible.
How many life raft thingies do we have?
Make a luck check.
I found one.
21 out of 62.
By
So
law,
that's-
he's required to carry 8.
Yay!
So you find 4 life vests and 4 nautical nautical life rings, which work the same way. You can go through a ring or put on a vest. So you put these on. All right. So everyone is now in the water. The ship is just going down, and you hear like a cackling laugh carried on the wind.
Oh, and it's super cold too. That water's gonna be freezing.
It is absolutely freezing. So you have the nautical life rings on. So everybody, you're immune to drowning. Everybody needs to make a swim check with a bonus dice.
Okay.
Ooh.
A swim check, he says.
A 3.
Wait a sec. I'm supposed to roll an extra 10s die, not an extra 1s die, right?
Right.
Correct.
Wouldn't be much of a bonus on another 1's die.
Right.
I got an 9. I got a hard success.
I got a 35. Unfortunately, my swim is 25.
Okay. Because I think Vivian
3.
and Harry critted it. One of them can just grab your life raft and swim with theirs,
And the other one can grab the pilot's life thing, because he ain't gonna be doing so good.
Okay. You get him into the water and you put a life ring on him. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. He's
Otherwise
unconscious, but he's breathing.
Yeah.
Okay, Georgie.
41 out of 20.
41 out of 20. Okay, so
I'm just bobbing, not moving
that's like your
anywhere.
you guys are making good progress, but he's kind of like separating from you in the storm.
Oh.
And do I want to be a dick? I think I want to be a
Yes.
dick. Roll. Georgie drifts out of sight.
All right. He drifts out. So Harry's got Mildred and the crewman, the captain.
Right.
So I'm gonna go
Lester.
and try to get Georgie.
Okay.
I assume you grab Lester and then like pass him over to me, so like I have both of them then. So I'm just like leaning back in the water.
All right.
Well, if you like, I can hold on to Lester and you can hold on to me, so you're not trying to hold on to both of us.
You're just gonna try and stay stable with the 2 people who can't swim, and Vivian, you're gonna just say, I gotta go get him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like attempt to see like how far away I can get without actually like. I'm gonna yell to Mildred, keep your hand out, and I'm going to try to grab her hand.
Okay,
and see how far I can
swim.
go up.
You still got the bonus dice. Georgie, you can roll
bonus
again.
dice? Okay.
To see if you can swim back.
Should have brought some rope.
We're good.
You made it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So
70, even worse.
You get to him. All right. Wow.
You get to my ring.
You get to him, and he's just like, almost panicked.
Can I hit him to knock him out?
No. Well, then but you get him, and you're holding on to him, and the two groups managed to make it to the shore of Orchard Island. Give me a luck roll.
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good. 17, and that's
just the two groups. Just the two groups. Vivian made one for Group A. Harry, did you make one for?
I did. You know what? I've been.
Oh, good.
Well,
all right.
So I've been marking the wrong. I failed
on this rocky bit of shoreline within sight of one another.
Okay. Oh, good.
You're probably about a quarter of a mile from each other.
Okay.
I'm going to spend 2 luck to. Oh no, I can't. Right? Because it was a luck.
Yeah, I don't think you can spend luck on luck.
Yeah. You can't.
No, you can't spend luck on luck.
It's a degenerative process. You'll be chasing your own tail.
Okay, so you are on Orchard Island. You're close enough that you can kind of stagger to each other, and although the violent storm has abated, this weird weather effect suddenly takes another turn, and although it gets clear out, the temperature just drastically drops.
Yep.
Nice.
I expected this.
Yeah.
And Mildred, as a nurse, you don't even have to roll medicine.
Hypothermia.
Yeah, we're at extreme high risk of hypothermia.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to do?
Is there any shelter and we can see?
All right. I need everyone to make a luck roll. I know what happens each time.
I succeed. 31.
Oh!
So no. Georgie, no.
68. Nope.
Vivian, no. Is
succeed.
It a hard success or a regular success?
I got I think it was a 31 out of 53, so not hard.
Regular.
Okay. Everyone starts to get really, they're starting to shiver, they're becoming disoriented, they're starting to go numb. You manage to spot a little way up the beach some kind of a wooden shack. That's probably like a fishing camp shack.
It's better than nothing.
It'll at least get you out of the wind. You managed to guide everyone there, and it's got a leaky roof and broken windows, and it's just like one, kind of like a 12 by 12, room. But it does have a door. It has several wooden stools inside. A filthy blanket that's covered in frost, but it's not wet. It's board stiff.
Yeah.
And there's an old wood burning stove in here.
I immediately try to start making a fire.
All the wood is outside is wet, but Mildred just in her shivering goes, the stools.
Chairs.
Yeah.
Chairs.
So you smash up the stools.
Yep.
Do you have a lighter?
I do, because I smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, he smokes.
It's a lighter, not matches.
The one time smoking comes in handy.
Yeah, it's actually a lighter on my sheet. Yep.
Okay, that lighter is probably just saved everyone's life. So you light a fire and you realize it's not going to be enough. This.
Well, no.
I'll bring some wood in and put it next to the fire to try to get because the core should still be dry. It's damp on the outside. So he brings some wood in, sticks it under the stove to.
But you guys are in icy soaked clothing.
The blanket. The blanket.
All right, quick! Everybody get naked and hide under the blanket.
Well,
no, burn the blanket for kindle.
No, you've got a fire going. It's just not.
Oh.
And when Georgie says, just everybody, get out of your wet clothes, and and you start stripping, Georgie.
Sure, why not? I'm freezing, Mildred, and I just
Mildred,
almost drowned.
Check.
What's Georgie's appearance?
You are a widow.
I have a
after all,
45 in appearance. Not too shabby.
39. That's a hard success on medicine.
Huddling together, even under that icy blanket, and getting out of your clothes is probably the best survival strategy.
Yeah, I had come to that conclusion.
All right, so you all are like naked, huddling under this one icy, filthy blanket.
Yeah.
And when you thaw out enough, you're able to start hanging your clothes around the wood-burning stove
Yeah.
to dry them off.
I was in France during World War One. I can deal with a little nudity.
But I was not.
And
You can close your eyes.
For the whole time it's here, it's just like icy snow. It's like that snow mixed with rain, mixed with hail. The wind blows the shack almost to the point where it feels like the shack is shuddering. And you're just like in there, like you guys shiver for probably 3 hours until your clothes dry enough to start, redressing yourself, and you start to feel, strength come back into your limbs. All right, so welcome to Orchard Island.
Yeah. Lovely.
Got to know these people a little too well.
Right.
The things that happen while you're playing Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
It's a bonding
Things-
experience.
Yeah.
How's the captain
Right, yeah.
doing, by the way?
What happens on Orchard Island stays on Orchard Island.
How's the
Yeah.
captain
I can
doing? Is he
almost
okay?
imagine you guys having this conversation nude under the blanket, pressing up against each other. Well, I'm getting to know everyone a lot more than I thought. And he goes, like, what happens on Orchard Island stays on Orchard Island. We're never.
Oops, sorry,
speaking
that's just my
again.
hand. That's my hand. Don't worry about it. That's not. Nope. Pardon me.
Wait, what's your appearance, Harry? It all
And,
depends on what appearance right now.
You start
55.
joking with each other almost as like
Hey.
a mental
Pretty good looking
defense
guy.
over what's going on.
Right.
Okay, so it's 20 to 11.
Yep.
Do we want to stop here, or do
It's
we
a
want
good stop point. It really
Yeah.
point,
is.
I think. All right, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with
Yeah.
the stop point.
Yep. Everybody
Yeah, me
huddled
too.
naked under a blanket. Slow fade
All right,
to
hold on.
black.
Yeah.
No, we're not. This is not a LARP. This is not a LARP. I repeat, we are not LARPing.
Yes.
Nope.
Not right now.
Listen, it's like 40 degrees in the basement right now. I'm gonna put more clothes on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Well, today it's like a nice day out, but I think tomorrow the temperature's supposed to.
Tomorrow we're
49
losing
tomorrow.
10 to 15
Yep.
degrees over the next 2 days, and I'm
Yep.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I'm
because
having
it's
an
freaking
18.
November.
Yeah. Right.
It
I'm
should
having
be
an
cold.
18-degree drop between yesterday and between today and tomorrow. So
Yep.
Yeah. We're
You guys
looking
got
at.
a really bad storm. It looks like.
All right.
Yeah,
so
right now it's bad.
do the sign off, and then I want to get some feedback on this because it is a play test. I'm gonna see how
Okay,
it's
yep.
going.
All right. I want to thank everybody for checking this out. I hope that everyone is enjoying it as much as we are playing it. We have coffee for sale. If you use the code Legends10, you get 10% off your order, and shipping is always free. So if you hit the link in the show notes or go to tinyurl.com/legendary brew, you get that nice, easy drinking medium roast. It's ironically enough called the Legendary Brew. I just got some bags in the other day. It is the coffee that I keep around my house. It's fantastic. Roasted by our own GM Neil. It is roasted to order. It's not sitting around somewhere. So when you put an order in, roasted fresh and sent out to your house. We also got some core merch. If you're watching the video, we got some t-shirts and mugs and things like that, which is not Cthulhu related, but core Cthulhu related. So if you're interested in any of that, I will throw a link in the show notes for that stuff as well. Ratings, reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is extremely helpful. Helps bump us up in the algorithms, gets some ears on the product. Not that it matters. We're going to record for Splice. It's whatever. There's a Patreon as well if you want to throw a couple of bucks our way, or if you enjoy these games in particular, there's a tip jar over at Golden Goblin Press. You can go over there and throw money at Oscar, so he will create more RPG goodness for the rest of us.
And
Vivian is signaling me.
I will share one thing.
Yes, share things.
From now until Christmas, there's going to be free stuff with every order over $50.
Ooh.
I will throw something in. It could be a keeper screen. It could be one of our shorter fiction books. It could be a map of Britannia. It could be an art print. But whatever I feel like grabbing off of the shelves behind me,
Whatever's
stuffing
handy.
in as a Christmas present. Any orders from now until Christmas Eve, anything over $50 gets a little free something.
Awesome.
Nice.
And the higher over, the better that gift's gonna be.
Yay, capitalism.
Yeah.
And I've already kind of been doing it. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I just wanted to make it official.
Okay, cool.
If you spend more money, Oscar will actually think about what he's putting in instead of just grabbing something blindly off the shelf.
Right. It could be a bookmark. It could be a fiction book. It depends.
Nice. This won't be relevant when the podcast version of this comes out because God knows when that'll be, sometime next year. But for everybody who's watching now, free stuff. So do the things. And again, thank you for checking it out. Viv, did you have anything, or were you just wildly gesticulating for effect? Or
For effect. That's
pew,
it.
pew, pew.
Yep.
One of her official nicknames in the campaign is Jazz Hands.
Oh, there you go.
Regina,
Makes sense.
before
I
she
see
got
it now.
married, it was Regina Jazz Hands Moreau, because this is what she does a lot.
Nice.
A lot.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. We will catch you next time.
Peace.